Hey everyone, it's Katie with One Music School, and today we're going to talk about 5 more mistakes that you might be making while you're playing your guitar or your ukulele. So, number 1, I'm going to start specifically with the ukulele, is that I have seen some of my students that when they play, they're switching their chords and they're grabbing the bottom of their instrument. So I'll demonstrate. So like this. And so what happens is that they feel the instrument slipping off of their body, and then they feel like they have to, readjust their hand position. So what I suggest is, 1, if you can make a makeshift strap. I actually made a video on how to make a makeshift strap, so I'm going to leave that in the cards above, also the description box below. So take this portion of your forearm, and I want you to press it against the ukulele around this portion of your instrument, and then press it against your body. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take your finger, just like you're shaking somebody's hand, and you're going to put it right underneath this part of the neck, so that when you're switching between chords, this part of your hand is cradling the neck of your ukulele. So try that. If that doesn't work, place the weight of the ukulele right here on your lap. I'm crossing my legs so that it's a little bit elevated, because if I don't, it's not as comfortable. So I always cross my leg to keep it up. Number 2, as you're switching between your chords, I've noticed that some of my students stop strumming altogether to get to the next chord. So let me know if this is you. Now, if that's you, it's okay. Everybody started off that way. I started off that way. It's fine. But if you want to improve your switching between the chords, keep that right hand going no matter what. Even if your left hand is late to placing the chord where it needs to be placed, I say even if it's a little late to the party, it's okay. Just keep that right hand going, because your left hand will catch up. So let's try a C to an F. So demonstrate. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. All right, I'm going to switch to an F. So did you hear there's some open strings that I was strumming in between? And eventually my left hand got to its destination. So if you're still struggling with that, especially within a song and you're learning a new song, I would just switch between 2 chords at first, and then add a 3rd chord, and then perhaps add a 4th chord. I wouldn't choose a song that has more than 3 or 4 chords to begin with if you are a beginner. So that's my advice. Just strum through no matter what. Don't stop. So number 3 is that I see my students choose a song that is way too hard for them. Or let's say you're a beginner, you find a tutorial and it has 6 different chord changes and it has 3 different strumming patterns, and it's maybe your favorite song, but it may not be the one for you to start with. So my advice to you is that you choose a song that is at your level. So for example, I made an easy guitar version of This Is Me, but if you see another version out there that's just all bar chords and you're like, I mean, that may be your favorite thing to listen to, but maybe it's not necessarily where your level is. So you may find a version where you can use a capo and it eliminates all of the bar chords. That may be the version that is best for you. Number 4, I see my students choose a song where they try to learn too many elements or too many new concepts in one song. So this can be really difficult because you want to be able to play the version that is in your head, or maybe that's on the track, but you may not be there yet. So if you have a song that has a ton of new chords, choose a simple strumming pattern, because the thing that you should be focusing on is the chords. But let's say that you have a song that has very simple chords, well then you could focus on more of a complicated strumming pattern. So choose one or the other. Or maybe you're just learning how to switch between 3 basic chords. Choose one element to focus on with each song. I do this with my students all the time, and I'm helping them choose songs where I know that they're at a particular level where they're ready for a new chord. I would never throw a new strumming pattern along with that lesson unless they were really, really ready for it. So I focus on one element at a time, and I think you should too. Number 5, you wait too long between learning the new skill and practicing that new skill. So I'm a former bilingual literacy teacher. I taught in public schools for a very long time. And, teachers give you homework because they need you to practice a new skill over and over and over again. Because the more you practice it and the more frequently that you practice something, the easier it is to be able to retain that information. It's the same with instruments. So I have students where they learn something new at a lesson, and then they wait until the day before their lesson to practice. They'll struggle through it, and then they'll have to ask me questions, and then they'll have to learn it again. So according to brain-based research, if you learn a new concept, the longer you wait after to practice that new concept, the harder and harder it is to remember what you did the previous day. So each day that passes, your brain kind of just doesn't remember that information, and then after day 3, day 4, it's almost as if you had never learned that concept and it's brand new. So it's like you have to start over again. So as soon as you learn something new, carve out some time, little by little, to practice it, because that's going to accelerate your progress. And that's it. Those are mistakes that I see my students make frequently. If you have made mistakes in the past that you would like to make somebody else aware of, leave that in the comment section below. Or maybe there's some mistakes that you've been making that you didn't realize that you were making. Leave that in the comment section below. It could really help somebody else out in the future. Well, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.